Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. You should be watching this on Viking Preparedness channel. If you're not, somebody's ripping me off. Hey, this is a news alert. There is stuff going on. Wheels are in motion. You need to be alert. You need to be dusting off plans in your head at a minimum and possibly physical plans. Things are going on with Russia, Israel, and Obama. All right, here's a very quick intro. A good friend just contacted me. Said, check out Drudge headline. You need to check out Drudge headline if you haven't yet. Soviet diplomats kicked out, something like that. So Obama just kicked out a bunch of Russian, I said Soviet, see, my brain, right? Old war soldier, Cold War soldier, Russian diplomats. Obama just kicked out a bunch of Russian diplomats out of the U.S. What's that mean to you? What's that mean to me? Where's this going? We're coming to that. First, let's back up because about a week ago, he did something else. See, what Obama is doing, let me just cut to that big chase, is he's lighting fires. He's trying to burn the house down before he boogies. He thought that Hillary was going to win and Hillary could light the big fire and go take the world to war. That's not going to happen, blah, blah, blah with Trump. And so now he's lighting fires on his way out the door so that Trump's got to put him out as soon as he gets in office and focus on those things and not other things. A couple weeks ago, the U.S., not very sneakily, went around to all these countries, nations, and got them to put together this proposal condemning Israel for the settlements that are going on over there. And historically, when these countries get together and do something like that, the U.S. vetoes it. It's like, look, we're not going there, guys. And this time, not only did we instigate it, and then we didn't veto it, and then we did the coy little girl thing. Oh, well, we'll just abstain. You might as well have voted for it, Obama. You're not fooling anybody. And of course he's not fooling Israel. And he's not fooling anybody. Everybody knows what he's doing. And so then Kerry, that reptilian demon snake person, and those of you in the know what I'm talking about up at a slightly different level, right? But I'm not going there. But did you see that speech he gave? Where he gets flicking out his tongue? Last speech he's given in the Middle East as Secretary of State, and he basically just, off the top rope slams Israel again. So they're trying to stir up the pot there as well, right? And, for those of you who think about eschatology and the way the world's gonna go when it goes, the big conflict's coming in that part of the world, right? And so it's always interesting to watch that part of the world, what's going on. So we kicked out, when I say we, the United States kicked out a bunch of Russian diplomats and gave them 72 hours to get out, closed 2 of their offices effective noon tomorrow. What's going on there? First of all, I don't know, right? I don't have a security clearance anymore. I'm not getting my daily intel brief. I'm not giving daily intel briefs anymore. That's one. 2, I never was a Russian guy or a Soviet guy. And so I just know, what I know from being in that world in general. But here's what's going on. They had a couple offices evidently, and again, I read what you read on the news. I'm sure more information is coming in, and things will change. First reports are hardly accurate, but you can get, you can start going in the right direction. So they had, I guess, 2 offices that, the U.S. says you were running intelligence operations out of those offices, and because you've been hassling our people in Moscow, they're out of there. Well, timing is everything in politics, right? They've been hassling our people in Moscow. How long ago was it? A few months ago? Made the news for those of you watching. They arrested one of our, we used to call them case officers, operations officers, a spook, right? They arrested him with his disguises and everything in the act of, doing some spy stuff, and embarrassed him. Hey, he had a black passport. You're not allowed to arrest those guys, but they did, and they, kicked him out of the country and yada, yada, yada. They made a big stink about it. They're doing other things that we don't hear about, but that, is known to the U.S. government, and they're hassling people and blah, blah, blah. And so Obama picks this time to strike back. Tit for tat, spy versus spy kind of stuff. Were the Russians spying out of those facilities? Probably. It's what countries do. I know that shocks people, but large parts of most embassy staff are involved in intelligence operations of one kind or another. um, large, uh, diplomatic missions and cultural missions and sports teams and yada yada exchanges, academic exchanges, industry exchanges. It's all intel, right? I mean, come on, that's what they're doing, and we know that, and they know that. And so you play the game to a certain level until you start poking me in the eye too much, and I'm going to poke you back. So what's going to happen? Probably not a whole lot that's going to affect you, but these things have a way of going from escalation to take off like a rocket, and that's what we have to be aware of and kind of start watching where all the pieces are going. And so let's consider what I think is probably going to happen. We just told them get out, told them their ambassador can stay. That's a good thing. Russia will probably do the tit for tat thing, plus up the ante a little bit. You poke me, I'm going to poke you and jack you, right? They're probably going to kick out some of our people. They're probably going to close, the U.S. Cultural Exchange Office or something that they know and we know isn't really about cultural exchange. And I just made that name up. I don't know anything about Russia. But there's stuff like that going on. A certain news office, a certain corporation or something, they're going to go away. They could do more, right? They could do that and then say this. What we have to watch for is key people. If ambassadors are kicked out or if ambassadors come home, these are always times of heightened alert. If the Russians kick out our ambassador or if the Russians call their ambassador home, you better start doing a whole lot of things like filling up the car with gas and all that stuff. But right now, I think it's just going to go pop, pop. But like I said, things have a way of taking off. Have you seen about the Red Berets from Chechnya? Russia is deploying a bunch. I can't remember how many now, but it's a bunch of Red Berets, which means they're airborne, right? So airborne soldiers, what's that mean all around the world? They're better soldiers than the average soldier, right? They're deploying a bunch of them from Chechnya, who I guess are used to fighting Chechens, used to fighting Muslim fanatics, to Syria. It's evidently a pretty big pool of people. That's interesting. They won Aleppo, and they made us look stupid. First of all, we were on the wrong side of that whole thing anyway, and we still are, but, they made us look dumb. And so, Obama and his little cronies are mad. They're mad, and I'm going to just start fires. Right? I mean, that's what he's doing. He's not stupid. He's a smart guy. He's surrounded by smart guys, Obama. But he is politically an ignoramus. Or maybe not. Maybe he knows exactly what he's doing and he wants birds to fly. So keep your eyes peeled. Turn on your news sources. My friend who gave me this alert was going to come over to our house day after tomorrow for Shabbat. And we have some other people coming in, and they wanted to all meet and that kind of thing. But my friend who alerted me has a bug out location, a good one. And this person said, hey, do you want me to come? Should I come to Shabbat or should I go to my bug out location? And I said, well, the choice is yours. I don't think anything's going to happen, big time happen. And so I'm telling you, I don't think anything's going to happen, big time happen, but it could, right? It could, and it could happen very quickly. And were it me, and I had what this person has, I would be there. If it weren't for the people coming in this weekend, my wife and I would be at Shofar Mountain tonight or tomorrow morning. Just 'cause. So what am I telling you to do? Nothing. What you're going to do. It is a time of heightened alert. I have another very good friend who says if people whose plan A in the event of an event, the crap hits the fan. My plan is to bug out to my bug out location. There's a lot of people like that. If those people did not bug out on 9/11, they're never going to bug out. You see, because if your plan A is to bug out in the event of some big catastrophe, first of all, that's a horrible plan. But second of all, if that's your plan, you're going to have false starts. Because if you don't have false starts on your bugging out, when the real event happens, you're going to be behind the power curve and you're probably not going to make it. So if your plan A is to bug out in the event of, thermonuclear war or something like that, I suggest you call in sick tomorrow. Leave tonight. Turn on your radio and watch it. Do I think anything's going to happen? No. Could something happen? It is certainly a time of heightened tensions. I'll tell you this. Make sure I can tell you this. I can tell you this. It was in the Washington Post. The Washington Post did an article years ago that they knew when there was a crisis brewing in the world because the pizza deliveries to the Pentagon would increase dramatically at night. And they had contacts, pizza delivery boys, that if your pizza deliveries to the Pentagon go up, give us a call. An indicator, right? What's that indicator? There's a lot of people working late hours at the Pentagon. I bet you that is happening. I bet you pizza deliveries are going to go through the roof tonight, and Chinese deliveries and everything else. There will be a lot of people working at the Pentagon and other organizations tonight staying late. When they're concerned, do you think you should be concerned? Yes. I know this from being in that world for a while. What we the people, and now I'm we the people, just we the people. I only see what you see. I don't give intelligence briefings. I don't get intelligence briefings anymore. We see about 10% of the iceberg of what's really going on. There is a reason that presidents look really old compared to when they came into office and when they go out. They have to deal with a lot of stuff. This president appears to be starting a lot of stuff. And as my wife says, don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff. Right? Get ready. Be of good cheer. I don't think anything's going to come of this particular thing. So there's that. Keep your eyes open. Keep your nose to the wind. Keep that radio on. Check your computer. Know where your people are. Where are your people? What's your contact plan? Do you have a plan in the event of no communication with your people? What happens if the lights go out? What are you going to do? Now might be a good time to touch bases, touch antennas, see what people are doing. All right, hey, y'all bless y'all. I wish you the best, and I will see you out there.